later.
Are you here supporting Donald Trump? Whoa!
Bruh,
Excuse me, madam, let's dial it in. Are we just like...
Lady, what are you doing, bro? I don't understand women who be doing this. Like, what do you think? What was that? What was that? You think that's gonna do something, bro?
Every other Kamala supporter? Oh yeah, grab my hair. Oh yeah, body me up.
Party of love and peace.
When you lose.
Yeah, we're gonna win big. Absolutely not. This is a public space.
Donald, you're harassing me.
I'm not harassing anyone.
Yes, you are.
This is a freedom of speech here.
Oh my God. Bro. What is this posture? What are you... He built like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Stand straight. What is going on, bro? He got that... Oh my God. Fuck. I don't even care about his political affiliate. He needs like a chiropractor. Can you even fix that? I think it's too late.
You're harassing
you're
me.
harassing.
It's just downhill from there. When he's old, it's gonna suck.
Please leave right now.
They're gonna call harassment. They're gonna say, next they're gonna say we're sexually assaulting them.
I can say this from the bottom of my heart, sincerely. Nobody wants to sexually assault any of these people.
I don't chase booty.
You put your hand on me.
Give her some space.
I would say it's more of a scientific issue than a philosophical one, because if we, sir,
It's never happened.
but okay, so
Give her a little bit of space if you don't mind, sir.
what's
Do you mind?
what's going on?
I'm just asking you nicely.
I would appreciate
I'm on it for on this issue.
Are you insisting on staying right in front of her face? Now you can think that a fetus is...
I don't understand. You don't push your hand on nobody. You push your hand on me next time. Don't do that.
Okay, I apologize. I apologize.
Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the nine.
Okay, I
Nah, that's why.
apologize.
I have a right to take you down.
Well, that's not true.
I could do that. I could put you to sleep in 2 seconds.
Then
When I'm back-
you'll go to jail.
Yeah.
I
you
asked
fucking
you.
push your hand. No, you tap me like this. That's right.
Police! Help! Police! Help!
How?
Police! Help!
Well, now you're on camera doing it to me.
Yeah,
So
you put your
I
hand on
asked you to
me.
give her some space, and that's it.
Yeah, but you don't put your hand on nobody in this place.
I
Guarantee if he was a more imposing figure, this man would be shutting the fuck up. It would have left a long time ago. He's just doing this because this guy's well dressed. He's pretty small, it seems, or at least in comparison to him. This is the most punk stuff I could think of. This is the most punk behavior, and we don't rock with it.
I don't want to upset you with this.
No, you don't put your hand on
I
nody.
asked you to give her space. You didn't like
But
that.
you didn't ask me what. Yeah, but you
I apologize. That's it. I apologize.
Oh, I didn't hear. I'm hard of hearing. Actually, don't put your hand on. I'm hard of hearing.
But if you're hard of hearing, how would you have heard me without me tapping you?
Don't question my disability. You fucking demonicated bastard.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you are. You come and pretend like
Sure,
you're intellectual.
sure.
You fool.
Thanks for talking. Thank you. Have a good
Put you
one.
to sleep.
Sometimes fighting back isn't physical. Sometimes fighting back is just sitting there letting the other person expose themselves as being irrational. And that's exactly what that dude just did. He chose the right one because there are a lot of Republicans that believe in their Second Amendment rights.
I keep that thing on me.
You care so much about women's rights, and I'm not disputing that you do, or that it's a big issue, and for the record, I believe in a woman's right to choose. But let's put my cards on the table. But why, especially Kamala Harris, positioning herself as I'm the one for women's rights here. How do you equate that with what goes on, for example, in women's sport, which is so grotesquely, which is so...
This is the simple answer. Women don't care about women's sport because, one, they're mostly jealous of those women. And this is from things I've observed in my, normal life, right? Women are the most jealous creatures on this planet. Do you know how, the story of that monkey who, got a birthday cake and other monkeys broke out and then beat the guys behind, came out and started beating the dude up because he didn't bring them cakes? That's woman, but on a massive scale, as 50% of the human population. They are insanely jealous. One, these athletes are typically more fit and typically look better because they're healthier than most women, so there's jealousy bred there. Two, most women don't care about sports because women just aren't as into sports as guys. A lot less women play sports. A lot less women have had any interest in sports. They don't watch sports. So they don't care about those women. Those women are more fit than them, typically more beautiful. They age better. There's a bunch of things. And in the end, women just threw them to the curb to follow this trend, more or less. And that is why they don't care about women in sports. The only people who care are men and I guess right-wing women because they understand the danger and sort of what's happening. Whereas liberal women seem to invite it. I'm telling you, it's because of jealousy. I promise you that is why. Look at outside of the WNBA, look at volleyball, look at track, look at any of these other things, and these women are like, whoo, she.
He's going to spin this to something
They're beautiful.
so unrelated.
But it's not unrelated. Well, the reason I think it's important is that last week the United Nations came out with a report saying 900 women have been deprived of medals by trans athletes around the world. This is outrageous and an obvious direct attack on women's rights. How do you equate, never mind me, how do you equate being for women's rights but also for that attack on women's rights?
Because cis female athletes are not dying.
What does cis mean?
In your terms, women born female
A woman.
are not.
Trans people are mostly dying due to their own hand. I hate to inform you of this, and irrespective of how you refer to them. We have progressed as much as possible for a society without it completely collapsing, and they're still doing this to themselves, mostly because most trans people are not actually trans. They're suffering from something else. They take the wrong prescription, basically, and then they unfortunately end their time here on Earth.
Not dying.
Let's just clarify.
They're not being turned away
Because of
from
a woman like that.
emergency rooms.
Do you mean a woman?
But
You mean a woman?
Wait, hang on.
Who's being
Here's
turned
the
away
goalpost.
from
Can you move it a little bit?
emergency
Because you.
When people ask you what you are, do you go into a long... When people say, what are you? Do you go into a long speech about cis and things? Or do you say I'm a woman?
Yeah, I say I'm a woman. I'm telling you right
Why
now
are we using the word cis?
that female athletes aren't dying at the rates that women are currently dying in places like Georgia.
I think most people do care, and I don't think most Americans want people in the LGTB community to harm themselves. But with that being said, I don't think we should restructure our entire society to compensate for less than 1% of the.
You do not do that. Do you know what would have happened if we did that as cavemen? We all would not be here. There's this thing called natural selection. And while we as humans fight that, nature is nature, right? People are going to not be built for our society. There is quite literally nothing we can do about that if what they want directly goes against what we need. So what I mean by that, let's say we have a current society and someone joins or someone's born and they really want to be able to blow things up. But our society doesn't allow for that. Do we accommodate them by like wasting money and resources for building buildings and then letting them destroy them? I feel like that's a terrible idea and waste of resources. But what if that person's gonna harm themselves if we don't? That fucking sucks, bro. Like, society is never going to be for everyone, and that's where natural selection comes in. And people have this idea. That's where that term playing God comes from, and I have my own thoughts on that. But we're not at that point where we can just make society for whoever they want. This isn't heaven. I'm sorry, bro. Like, either you adapt and overcome, or you don't. And the thing about nature and natural selection is if you do adapt and overcome, you deserve to reproduce and your genes deserve to be carried on. If you are too mentally fatigued to make it, unfortunately, the world can't accommodate you anymore in the direction we're moving. So I don't know what to tell you. And we have moved as much as we can to help people like this. We've done everything. We continue to do more and more. And the whole point is we want to save as many people as we can, but you will never save everyone. I mean, this is like the story of every superhero in DC, I think. Like, you can't save everyone. Same with Marvel, I think, actually. And now I think Marvel more so, like Spider-Man and a lot of the superheroes have to come to terms with this because the writers are trying to portray this in the real world sense. Like, you have to understand, you can never save everyone. It's about saving as many people as you can. And with as wide of a net as we have already cast, if you cannot survive, the world wasn't meant for you, buddy. I'm so sorry. That's just what it means. Just do your best. And if that's just too much for you, I want you to not do anything to end your time here soon. Just understand that all of society cannot conform to your wishes. That's just not how things work. It's called natural selection. And we've gone against nature as much as possible. If you can't survive now, your gene pool would have been, I don't know how the fuck you made it this far. Your gene pool should have been wiped out when we were fighting fucking saber-toothed tigers. What's the hardest thing you got now? Somebody called you a mean name? Are you serious? And you want pity from us? Our entire species has fought against things stronger than us, bigger than us, to make it where we are now. If you're complaining about mean names, I want you to understand your ancestors provably fought fucking woolly mammoths, hunted, like actually hunted. We fought saber-toothed tigers. We fought bears. We fought fucking wolves. We fought all types of like ancient and non-ancient animals that were fucking huge and dangerous. And they lived with major injuries where they've been blinded and all this stuff. We literally bred with another species to make ourselves stronger. Like, it's insane when you just think about what it took to evolve to where we are today. And for you being called mean names to be the end for you, or not being accepted into society how you want, if that's your end factor, maybe your bloodline wasn't built for this kind of life. And it is what it is. Don't have kids. If you really hate this world, bare minimum, don't have kids. Get through your life. Find as much ease and pain-free, find the best environment for you, and live out your life. But like, what the fuck you want us to do, bro? How does it get easier? How? Because I'd rather do this than get my fucking eye poked out by a goddamn, I don't know, rhinoceros hunting it with a damn spear. Like, what? How easy could it get?
Less than 1% of the population only got one leg, but when they go to Foot Locker, they still got to buy 2 shoes.
There's this sense that whiteness, right, is under threat. The demographic shifts. The country isn't what all of these racially ambiguous children on Cheerios commercials are confusing the hell out of me.
Eddie, a lot of people voted because their life's too damn expensive, and it was here, and
they voted for. You're telling me, Stephanie, that all of these people who believe that their lives are, that bread is too high and eggs are too high, that they voted for a convicted fella, a guy who said we can grab.
Gotta correct this real quick. I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, but I'm a yapper and I have to add something to the video. If you want to watch the original, I'll put it in the description, okay? I promise. But I just want to say on the felony thing, please, I've made it a point. Every time I hear this, I'm going to correct. Like, people don't know what he was even charged with. So I want you guys to spread this information so your friends and family know when they try to use this against Donald Trump. A Peace Star, he paid a Peace Star. And they tried to get, they tried to put him in jail. Like, I want you guys to realize this isn't a man who went around, like, destroying lives and, like, doing something crazy. He owes no money to anyone. He paid a Peace Star to be quiet about something years ago. These were misdemeanor charges that got upgraded. And, it's not that serious. Like, who cares? Who actually cares? You want me to be like, oh, you shouldn't vote for him because of this? If that's the case, then we should have no president on anywhere, like no Mount Rushmore. We should take away the title from every president that's ever existed. Like, who cares, bro? Oh no, he paid a Peace Star years ago, and you guys upgraded charges, adding new laws to convict him. Like, get the hell out of here, bro.
I think that a lot
they voted for this guy.
I'm not defending it, but I think there are tons of people that don't pay attention to, and I'm not defending it, don't pay attention to politics at all. But while we live in the most prosperous country in the world, people are saying life's not fair. I'm not doing well. My son's still living in the basement. I can't seem to get a job. I don't like the status quo. I'm voting for something else. And he was the person.
I love you to life.
I love you.
But I do not believe that. I cannot believe that. And the reason I think you believe it,
by the way,
is because you.
Black man being sold by the Democrats. That's what's about to happen.
You don't want to believe that that's what's really motivating them. It's always the case. People don't want to believe what the country.
Speak about black men being sold. Don Lemon, right?
Country actually is. Because if they believe it, they're going to have to confront what's in them.
Bought and paid for.
I don't believe
Get your
that.
money, man. Get your money.
They voted for a crook. A person who they know is stealing from, just doing everything to undermine the so-called country that they love. And then they're telling us the BS that it's economics.
Bro, he owes no money. This is what I'm talking about. They just run with the felony. He owes no money. The crime he committed was past the statute of limitations. So what do we... You guys made new laws to convict him. You're talking about democracy and all this shit. You guys are the enemy to this country. You are the enemy. You're the bad guy. Hello.
We know that's not true.
It might not be true for him because he's in a position where he probably doesn't have to worry about the price of groceries. But for most Americans, yeah, groceries are more important than abortion. Also, let's just be honest, and I'll grant him his logic. Let's say America is extremely racist and sexist. If that's the truth, then why would you run Kamala Harris knowing that to be the case? Every demographic voted more for Republicans than ever before. I don't think it's about race, sex, or gender. But some people on the left are so blinded by identity politics that they can't see that. And it's sad because that's not what the left used to stand for.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Together, yeah.
Introducing your new border czar, and now that Kamala's out, he'll be the head guy in charge, and this man don't play no games.
Go.
I got a message. As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
He cold.
Let's go.
You're damn right. Because you're going home. And I got another message.
God bless.
Another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico.
Uh-oh.
You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
You could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their...
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Holman, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is...
I hate bitches like her, bro. The fucking crazy eyes. That's how you can tell. It's the eyes, man. You can tell they do like the extra wide eye. Listen, it's not breaking the law when you sneak into the country and say you're seeking asylum. Like, that's how she talks. Fucking relax your eyes, bitch.
Is legal.
That's how you know people are crazy.
Go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Look at his eyes. Like, they're open, but like your lid should be like covering the top part of your eyes. That's how you distinguish sane from crazy. And I swear, every fucking crazy, I'm gonna say Democrat for this video. Every crazy fucking Democrat, Republicans, I guess let's go for them too. They have those crazy fucking eyes, and it is so easy to determine. Like for me, this is how I normally look, right? Like my eyes are partially closed. All right, let's do this. My eyes are like partially, the lids are still above my eyeballs. This is her. Like imagine, imagine if the entire video I was like this. Guys, listen to me. I know what's right. You're wrong. Like, that shit's creepy as fuck. Why do they do that? It pisses me off, man.
The Attorney General of the United States
She got
made
the
that
crazy
clear.
eye.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Mr. Chair, the memo is submitted to the record for review.
She's looking
Inspector General Costello, one last thing.
I gotta be honest, I get it. If American families can be separated here on our home soil,
they nod their heads. Like, what are you doing, lady? What is this? Do you understand? Like, what the fuck? We're grown. We're not fucking two, you weirdo.
Immigrant families can be separated, and if they don't want to be separated, they can go back together. People are tired of weaponized empathy. People are tired of other countries taking our kindness for weakness. And I've been saying this for the past 4 years. The moment men step up and start saying, we don't care, all of this is going to change. But I identify as we don't care. But illegal immigrants, we don't care. Transgender, we don't care. Hell, even Mexico is deporting Americans, so why wouldn't we be able to deport immigrants in our country?
Mexico is now deporting Americans back to the US because they're fed up. So recently, people in Mexico have been complaining because there's been an increased amount of Americans moving to Mexico without documentation. This has been causing inflation in Mexico since Americans usually don't pay any tax, and they pay in US dollars, so prices have been going up. Just in the past 60 days, there's been over 240,000 immigrant apprehensions, and over 7,000 of them have been deported so far. The reason people are fleeing from the US to Mexico is because they can't afford to live in America anymore, and in Mexico, the US dollar has a lot more value and can go a longer way. However, because of this, people in Mexico are also feeling like Americans have been colonizing in a lot of parts of Mexico, and for locals it's been a struggle since businesses have been naturally raising prices in response to this. People in Mexico are saying this is decreasing the quality of life over there, and everyone using pesos now having to pay more to buy anything.
This is the absolute truth. I did 1,200 abortions, first and second trimester. 1 was for rape, 2 were for incest, about 9 or 10 were for genetic defects like trisomy 21, and all the rest of them were healthy moms and healthy kids. People believe what they want to believe, and they don't want to believe that, but that is the truth. I killed 1,200 kids. How can you make up for even one of them? I can't. So now I do everything I can to save as many as I can.
Yeah, I remember when I killed 12,000 people, you know, or 1,200 people. At 12:01 is when I really realized what I was doing was wrong, man. At 12:01, like that, I don't know what it was. 12:01 just changed me. I grew a conscience at 12:01.
I can totally
He
relate.
made his money and retired is what
I
happened.
was open-minded. I was never a feminist.
You knew what you're doing
but I
was wrong.
certainly was listening on where women were in America. And then your absolute insanity radicalized me the other way, to stand up against you, to fight you with everything I have, because you're destructive and you're deeply, deeply wrong. And my standing up for female empowerment, which I've done my entire life, does not require me to shit all over American men. I'm sorry. But this is why I never called myself a feminist to begin with, because I knew what you leftists thought of feminism. It meant abortion and crapping on men. And most of us women over on the side of the normies don't want that. We love our husband. We love our boys, our sons, our dads, our brothers, our male friends and colleagues. And we are not ready to consider this a zero-sum game where we must advance at their expense. Until you get that through your thick fucking head, you'll keep losing.
And to add to that, we love our women too. The problem is feminism teaches women that men work for power when really men work for love. When my dad woke up at 5 a.m. and walked 2 miles to work, he didn't do it because he wanted to oppress my mom. He did it because he loved us. We need more strong women like that to pull women out of the delusion that men are their enemies. In fact, we're their greatest asset. We're the only thing that protects them from their real enemies. The future isn't female. The future is family. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or a L, and give me the HBO special as a help.
W. Okay, this is the Poor Man's Podcast. I love this guy, man. I'm gonna sub. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, women have lost their fucking mind in our country, and a lot of men have as well. For white men, it's like this weird white guilt thing, or they're insanely like kinky and can't control themselves. For black men, we're learning. It's taking some time. Listen, man, I'm working on it. Okay, I've been convincing everyone I can, man. My family, we all voted for Trump. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've been doing what I can. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and later.